The irony is not lost on me on the fact that I play board games as a way to relax, especially after work, while at the same time a lot of the games that I enjoy center around a different type of work. For example, Wilmot's Warehouse puts you in the position of a warehouse worker. Wilmot's Warehouse is a cooperative game for 2 to 6 players, though you could certainly argue it would play as well as a mental exercise at 1 player. In it, piles of tiles are arranged to correspond for your work for the week. Each of these tiles has an abstract image on the back. Each player takes turns as this shift supervisor, flipping 1 tile at a time from the given round. Then the group discusses what that tile looks like as well as where to place it on the board, as long as it's orthogonally adjacent to an already placed tile. Now, if there's any sort of disagreement on where that tile should go, the shift supervisor has final say. Now here's the kicker: once a tile is placed, you place it face down on the grid-like board, and you can't consult it for the rest of the game. And that's important because you, as well as everyone else at the table, will need to remember where all 35 of those tiles placed are. Wilmot's Warehouse depends on collaborative memory techniques to be employed. And maybe one of the tiles you grab looks like a tent, so you decide, hey, this column is our outdoor section and we'll only place tiles there that we think could fit within the outdoor category. But these images are pretty abstract and there's a lot of different interpretations for what they could mean or what they could look like. And that makes things both easier and more difficult. Easier because you can really use your imagination to put these tiles in to whatever construct you've created, but also, if somebody's not seeing it, they're gonna have a hard time remembering it. Each new round after the first, a temporary rule is enacted, throwing wrenches into an already difficult process. Now, those rules are only in effect for that current round, but they can be pretty detrimental to how you organize or memorize things. It could be that it lessens the amount of communication used during that round, or you have to rotate the board every single time that you place a tile, really throwing another wrench into an already seemingly difficult process. At the end of the working week, a timer's set and customers flood into your warehouse to try to get exactly what they're looking for. What this looks like is all players take customer cards and as quickly as they can in real time try to place the customer card on top of the matching item card, again without consulting the face down tiles. When the group is happy with their placement, the timer is stopped. Once you stop the timer, you see how you did comparing to a table within the rulebook, taking penalties for any mismatched tiles and any tiles that you did not match with a customer. Now, I am not familiar with the PC game that this is based on, but that doesn't matter to me in the least because this gave me exactly what I'm looking for nowadays in a board game, and that is a very memorable experience. The collaborative nature of the game is cool, and the mechanics of looking at a tile and placing it works very, very well. But at the end of the game, the mechanisms and the mechanics and the ticky-tack nature of the game melts away and reveals what is a really cool shared experience and doing something that, at least on my part, I didn't think was possible. And that is knowing where most of these tiles were, despite the fact that I didn't get to see them except for that initial flip in place. I played this game about 3 or 4 times now, and that experience remains the same. That experience where you sit back at the end of the game and everyone sort of sits there and stares for a little bit and thinks, how did I remember that? I'm not very good at memory games. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty terrible at them. So imagine my thrill when my family sat down to play this, and at the end of it, we were able to remember where almost every single one of the 35 face down tiles was. It was almost surreal in the same way that you might watch a magic show. You know that there's some sort of logic behind how what's being done is being done, but you can't figure it out. And by golly, does it feel like magic. This game also has the incredibly appealing feature of being incredibly easy to explain, a game that you can set up, explain, and play within a matter of 10 minutes, probably. In addition, the game has a large, vibrant presence on the table. CMYK, as usual, has done a bang-up job of production, and as far as I can tell, the artwork is derived right from the PC game, which for me is perfect. It's abstract enough to be confusing, but also you can look at some of these tiles and instantly your mind will place it with something obvious that someone else may look at and see something completely different. I read a beautifully articulated review of this game by Space-Biff, and I'll link that in the description below, but it's what got me interested into looking further into this game and ultimately like pre-ordering it the day that I read his review. That doesn't happen frequently for me, where I'm so moved by a review to instantly go out and buy the game. It happened here, and I've enjoyed it enough that I thought I would like to review this game as well and sort of get the word out to anyone that may not be convinced to give Wilmot's Warehouse a try. I love clean mechanisms in games, I like crisp artwork, I like light rules that explain the game easily and quickly, but all of that melts away to the fact that the experience within this game is incredibly immersive and incredibly new for me. And that immersive nature of an experience in a board game, I'm realizing does not mean that it has to be incredibly thematic. Yeah, there's theming in this game, you're working at a warehouse and you're placing items, but it's all very abstracted. Doesn't mean that it's not immersive. The fact that you're working collaboratively, the fact that you're utilizing these memory techniques, and the fact that they work separates you from sort of the base mechanics of the game and takes it into a surreal, neat, awesome little experience of a game. And it's for those reasons that I highly recommend that you check out Wilmot's Warehouse. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can find me on social media at Plumpy Thimble. And again, I'm gonna link that written review from Space-Biff on this exact game in the description below. Take a look at it, and if this decides like it, if this looks like something you're interested in, I do recommend that you check it out.